just going to ask you a simple question. Is there a way to plan for medical expenses?
Your simple questions, let me tell you, are very complex because you're asking this at a time when we really don't even know what our own national healthcare system is going to be like. But here's one thing that I could probably guarantee. It's not going to cover long-term care. It's going to be the number one largest expense because right now we're in what we call a deflationary time. No. If you look at the eCPI, the Elder Consumer Price Index, very few people even know that the Department of Labor puts that out. They will show long-term care skyrocketing in inflation. And what do we mean by that? People who have a chronic illness, whether it's Parkinson's, whether it's Alzheimer's, whether they had a stroke or a heart attack and they're recovering, or they have an impairment from that. That's a long-term illness. They don't need skilled care. They need somebody to drive them, possibly feed them, even cleanse them. That's the kind of health care that we don't have covered by anything. There are a couple of things that you can do. Number one, know your rights. Medicaid and other programs cover some of this. Even Medicare, at the very beginning of the skilled requirements, cover some of it.
When you're coming home from rehab or just home from the hospital.
Coming home from rehab or a hospital. You've been there at least for a 3-day period. Know that there's such a thing as long-term care insurance that isn't typical. It's single premium long-term care. You put money in once. And it could be a substantial, we're talking about $25,000, $50,000 or $100,000. But it's returnable. If you don't use the money for long-term care, you can actually get it back when you request it or leave it at a growth as a legacy for a child. So it's not this continuous pay for long-term care. And then if you're young enough, you might want to look at long-term care insurance on your own. And I'll say again, annuities, which so many people think is a dirty word, can double the amount of income that they give you for the 5-year period that you might need to make a decision about how you're going to pay for the rest of your life. So there are many provisions for that in different kinds of annuities. Some require you to go into a nursing home for that doubler. Some you can stay home for that doubler. But be innovative when it comes to this, because I can pretty much guarantee that with Alzheimer's potentially lasting for 20 and 25 years of needing unskilled care, we're not going to have a government system that's going to cover that. That is the healthcare issue of our century.
Well, of course, I will say, the other thing you can do to plan for medical expenses, do what you can, since many of those chronic illnesses are self-imposed because of lifestyle choices. Prepare that way, too. That's a whole other discussion.
Absolutely true. Self-care should be taught, and the only thing that we have to say is sometimes it's a little too late when it comes to the issue.
All right. Thank you, Adriane. If you like what you just saw, we have many more videos with Adriane Berg and with more experts at bottomlineinc.com. And do me a favor, do that social thing. Share it. Tell your friends, tell your family. Come to bottomlineinc.com.